Hello and welcome to URP Practical Talk. I'm your host, George Gonzalez. And today we have in the studio the leader of the party, Dr. Vishnu Bandhu. Thanks for coming in today.
Okay, George, thank you. Thank you.
Great. And so, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine, doing right. How is yourself?
Doing great.
Good,
Right.
good.
And so, of course, the big, we can just step right into it. I know the big thing on everybody's mind, and I'm sure the party's mind, is the local government elections. I know it's still a few months away, but I mean, November's coming just that quickly. So, can you tell us a little bit about the URP's progress so far, and how do you feel about it?
The local government election, as you know, we spoke about this before, that the URP didn't want to contest local government election because we feel strongly the community should handle those things, not the political parties. But seeing that the PPP and the PNC and the APNU and all these people, the AFC and so forth, will go toward that contesting that election. We have decided, the URP have decided that we should be able to contest also, you know. But beside that, we are, people are so fed up with this political situation with these two major political parties in Guyana. And what we are saying, look, if you don't want to get involved with URP as a URP group to contest the local government election, we are advising people, form your own community group, and the URP will assist you in running, because it is your right to run and to be able to build your community. So the URP are saying, look, if you don't want to get involved in the political arena, form yourself in groups, in community groups, and the URP will assist you in fighting, because that's what we believe in, right? You wouldn't hear this from the PPP or the PNC or the APNU or the AFC, because anything they fight, they want their name to be called there, right? But the URP is the People's Party, and it looked into the people interests. And so we are giving that option. If you don't want to come, form a URP group and fight the NDC in your area or the township in your area, form a community group who can truly represent the people in the area, and the URP will assist you in that. And I'm challenging any one of those political parties to come out in this way openly and support them without putting their party names.
That's a pretty big challenge.
Yes, I'm challenging them.
Well, essentially what it sounds like is, if I'm correct, is that you want to try to give persons the ability to have a political voice without necessarily feeling forced to having to join that essentially that hegemony that's been created by the two dominating parties.
Yes, definitely. That's exactly what we wanted. Let the people hear their voice.
Now, that sounds very, very important because it creates a level of independence. I mean,
Yes.
especially on the
Yeah.
local level, for persons to really take determination of their
But that's what
communities.
true democracy is all about. It's not only to come and put your party name and do this and do that. You have enough job worked already. Share the work amongst the people, and let them be a part of it. Let it be a part of building their own community, and you will see the progress that we'll have in Guyana by doing that. Nobody from Georgetown, from the government, should be able to send and tell the people that you all must build this coker or build this dam. The people must know in their area what is to build and what not to build, what is important to them at that moment. We should make those kind of decisions here. Let the people make the decision.
So this sounds like a real bottom-up approach to government then, as opposed to the top-down.
Oh, definitely, definitely. The people at the bottom here has a lot to do, with these things. They know exactly what they want. You know, these people in the air conditioned office and the air conditioned cars who sit down there all day, they cannot tell the people in the community what they need. The people have to tell them what they need. But it's not working like that in this country. The last administration, this administration, the same way it goes. And you see, when they are in this position, they think they're God. They're walking in people. You can't tell them anything. They're the boss. You know. So we want to change the system. The URP would like to see all these systems change. That's what we want to see, and that's why the URP working so hard.
And so, speaking of change and some of the ideas that you're trying to bring, I know that on the show, and not even on the show, but just even in the platform of the URP itself, there have been many concepts that have been discussed. And when you really compare it to some of the recent developments that the government has been engaged in, some folks would go as far as to say that the government is copycatting, or there are some feel that the government might be copycatting some of these ideas, or taking some of these ideas. That how do you feel about that, or how does the URP take that?
Well, up to this morning, I heard such a thing, you know, from people. The URP, you see, winning is not sitting down as a president and a prime minister and a minister, right? Winning is when you have an idea and you can't get your idea to work and somebody else get the idea to work, you won, right? The URP has won from the time it came to Guyana in 1987. This party was formed in 1985 in New York. And the first thing when we formed, because of the advantages that had been taken upon people by our President Burnham, the dictatorship what he had been running in Guyana, and the madness what had been happening, that's how the URP was born in the United States. We campaigned two-year United States and Canada, and then we launched in Guyana in 1987. And what we came here for? We came here to see that the dictatorship removed. That was the PNC. Burnham was the leader of that. We came here to see democracy prevail. We came here to see have free and fair election. We are the main party, I must say, that who lobby for Jimmy Carter to come here to monitor this election in 1992. We are the one who spoke about 2 terms presidency in Guyana, which you never had that before, you know. But by the grace of God, everything that actually we come for somewhat has achieved, right? And then we went back after that, right? So we consider ourselves one, because our idea has been put to work, and we want it. Doesn't matter who gets it to work, but it worked, right? The same thing in 2015. We consider ourselves one again, although I know it was a rigged election, and I know the URP had seat in the last election, right? But the main idea, because of the madness that the PPP was doing, they need to take a risk. And we came here and that happened. How it happened? You know, it happened, but they're out. So we wonder again. Now, there are many things that we have been talking on this program here. For instance, last July, we opened the Linden office. When the oil business started heavily in Guyana, they said they will take the oil and refine it outside. They get a refinery outside Trinidad and all these places, what already have. The URP said no, that is wrong. That we should be able to refine the oil right here, because of the waste product we can be able to use it in our country. The asphalt and oil and all these things that comes out of it, we can use it here. We need it. So we don't have to buy from Trinidad and so forth. And at the opening of the Linden office, We spoke about that. We're the one we talk first thing about opening a refinery in Linden. Because it can open there. It has structures and so forth that we can already convert it into these oil refinery and so forth. So
Yeah.
so much of money wouldn't have to be spent. I heard a couple months ago this government say that they're going to open an oil refinery in Linden, right? Well, if you're copying what we are saying, it's fine. We are happy about it because we are the People's Party. We are here for the people's interests. And if the government can take some of the ideas that we are sharing and implement it, yes, that is very good. So we welcome that. So we consider they win and we they won and we won, both of us, because our idea has been putting to work. Right? The next thing we are the one who spoke about having a custom in the SC cubicles, right? That where people from that area should be able to send out their merchandise directly from there than coming to Georgetown.
So prior to that,
Yeah.
Georgetown was literally the only
Yeah,
place.
the only
Wow.
place was in Georgetown.
Mm.
Now I heard they make a statement the other day that yes, they will open a custom there now, so that you can ship things from there directly overseas.
And that's basically the
Right?
breadbasket of the
Yeah,
nation. So
right.
I mean that's
Yeah, it's a lot of things.
Yeah.
So that was URP ideas again. Then the next thing, when they start to advertise this 3-lane bridge, what they will be building here. On this program, you heard we spoke about it already, that they does not understand what causes these traffic jam. We got a bridge 40 odd years now, what Burnham had built. You're spending millions and millions in repairing that all the time, keeping it going. Now you want to go and build a same flat bridge of 3-lane and with an opening. It is the opening got the problem. Where all the vehicles stocked up over there because, Region 3 is a very populated area at this time. Very, very populated. So the URP is saying, and we have it on our vision, are saying all the time, that Guyana, we should build a 4-lane flyover bridge. It means you get 24/7 traffic without obstruction, and you got 24/7 boat can cross without obstruction. You have no problem, and you will see that you'll cut down on the traffic jam. Now I heard now they said they will build a 4-lane bridge flyover now, right? It was our ideas when they talk about 3-lane advertising like crazy all over the place, all these was our ideas. So we consider ourselves winning all the time. We are winning all the time because the idea that we are putting out, at least they are looking at it, they are re-examining it and see that it makes sense, right? And we are happy about that, right? Because we know we won there too, because it's our idea. So someone had been asking me, man, why you giving all these people all these things, what you're saying, and why don't you keep it for a campaign? I said, look, I'm campaigning all the time, but I am giving something because I think our country needs this. I don't have to bring up this for win election. This is if we can do things to develop this nation and develop our country. This is why the URP is here. It's not to sit down as president and prime minister. It's to get things done. That is the URP whole idea. So we have been winning all the time. We may not be in parliament. We may not have the amount of vote what they steal from us. So we can't be in parliament. But we consider ourselves winning all the time because our idea has been putting to work. And that is the URP idea. All these are URP ideas, you know. And we would not run out of ideas. We have a vision for Guyana. The URP has a vision where none of them has for Guyana. We have a strong vision to build this country, to make this country probably like New York, right? In what we'll be doing here. Right? And we know how to go about doing it. We know how to do it. Right? And that is why I keep on appealing to our people. Stay away from this traditional vote. You know, someone will tell me that, you know, they're accustomed to that. You know, yes, you're accustomed to that. But you're accustomed to other things too. You know, many of us when we was younger, our parents and grandparents, they had mud house and bush house and all these things, hand lamp and gas lamp. Why we move out from that and we start build board house, wooden house, and then we start now to go into concrete. We start to use electric light. Now we're going to solar light. You know, why we move up if you will still stay the same way? So we have to learn. I am saying this over and over in the station. If we honestly want a change in Guyana, first we have to change our mentality. If we don't change our mentality, the way of thinking, well, we are doomed in Guyana. You know, let us not look for doctors and lawyers to run a country. Doctors and lawyers got us in this problem that we are having here today with the economy. Because all what they know to do is steal left, right, and center. That's what they know to do. I don't know if that's what they went to college for, and if that's what they learn in college. It's a steal. You know. And I am not afraid to say, you know, this is what happened in the last government. This is happening in this government too. You know. And besides that, we go a little further too. The racism they're practicing in this government, that is something that we ought to stop. Right? The PPP and the PNC, that's the way they're peddling racism. And it is sad to know that we have people who call themselves professional and going down that line of racism. That's why I'm saying we have two types of professionals. We have a real professional who doesn't see races and see all these things, and we got a racist professional. That's what Guyana has.
And so there's definitely some good thoughts to leave us with right there. But you know, I'd like to actually bring it back to the bridge for a second, because of course, you know, this is, like I said, this is something that we've spoken about, that the URP has spoken about heavily, and of course the bridge just on the second it turned 40 years old.
Yeah.
And so at the celebration, Minister Harmon had said that he would lobby to try to keep the old bridge still in place. What is the URP's feelings on that? Or
George,
thoughts on that?
I think something wrong with these guys' brain. I really think something wrong. If you will build a 4-lane overhead bridge, right? A bridge, you're building that because you have a bridge what will collapse anytime. That is why you are seeking to build a new bridge. Isn't that so? Yeah? If you're building a new thing, it's because you're not satisfied with the old one, because you think it will go apart at any time.
Yeah. And it was
and we'll be in trouble.
Yeah, and already passed its useful span years
So
ago.
if you build a flyover 4-lane bridge, why would you waste money keeping an old 40-year bridge and keep on spending millions of dollars in maintaining it? Does it make sense? Something wrong with these guys' brain. You know, something definitely wrong with their brain when he said he will be lobbying to keep the bridge. You going lobbying to spend money wastely? Why would you, if you got a brand new bridge, Why would you keep the old bridge and spend money in maintaining it? It doesn't make sense. So this is why I'm telling you, you can take a doctor and a lawyer to run a country. It takes all kind of people, mostly business-minded people, because running a country is one of the biggest business it has, because they have to run the whole country, do all the infrastructure and all these things, create tax, do all kind of things, create job for people, see that all businesses are moving the way it should move, so that our country will be more progressive every day. You know. So this is something I don't know, Minister Harman. What is in his brain for him to say that? I really don't know. I think it's wrong. It's not right. You know, for you to keep an old bridge and spend money, those money can go and do other things in Guyana, right? It's just like money had been spending in this country, in building parks and all these things, and the people have their produce to bring out at the back dam, and so they need proper road. You're spending millions of dollars making parks for cow and horse and donkeys to go in, and people want road to bring out their produce to sell, to sell, and you're not seeing that. So something wrong with these guys' brain in this country. Definitely wrong with their brain. Yeah.
So, I'd actually like to move that from, I guess, speaking about the government, but still speaking about politics. That most recently, the head of the National Tushaus Council had announced his interest in starting a Indigenous Peoples Party. What is the URP's view on that?
Well, one, we are trying to get out of racism, and it seemed that the black and the Indian had this racism. It seems like the Amerindian will be, contribute to racism now.
So, do you feel the
Right?
formation of this party might be a step backwards?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, what they are trying to do, I can't see why does the Amerindian did not come with some other political party to make a difference. They were not able, with their, among the percentage of people, will carry a severe impact in Guyana. Because remember, all the Amerindians themselves will not vote for them, not because it's an Amerindian party. All the Indians does not vote for the Indian party here. All the black does not vote for the black party. All the Amerindian would not vote for the Amerindian party. So I think that they are going in the wrong direction. I think the Tushao and whoever coming up with these ideas, they are going in the wrong direction. If they had aligned themselves with a party like our party, the URP, they will do much better than forming a separate party. Because the URP has been always talking about the Amerindian and the native. I spoke about that only with you here, and with other Tushao right on this channel. So whoever coming up with this idea, I don't think they come up with the right ideas. I think they should have aligned themselves with the URP to make a difference in Guyana. Because the URP are looking at all human beings in Guyana equally, want to see everybody have their fair share in Guyana. If the Amerindian go and form a party, you are looking like a next racism thing coming up again, because it's an Amerindian party. We don't need an Amerindian party in Guyana. We don't need a black party in Guyana. We don't need an Indian party in Guyana. We need a party that can unite the people. And only the URP can able to do that in this country. Unite the people. No one else. And we don't have no baggage. We are straight. We tell you how it is. We will not lie to you to get your votes. It's out of question. We will tell you the truth can only be the truth. It can only be the truth. Some out there may not like what I'm saying here, but it is the truth. And you can't run away from that. The truth can only be the truth. So I think the Amerindian making a wrong move by forming a new political party, an Amerindian political party. And beside that, who are the head of this political party, this Amerindian party, who they want to put? A man from Georgetown? It doesn't make sense, right? Or a man who came from Canada and live in Georgetown? What does he know about the Amerindian people? If somebody come from the riverine area who dwell amongst the Amerindian, who represent the Amerindian, then it makes sense to me. But it's the same 6 for 9 the Amerindian gonna face if they start, because these guys doesn't know anything about the Amerindian village. They don't know anything about the Amerindian village. And they will be very disappointed, in this party. We need a real change in Guyana. We need open-minded people to come and join hands with the URP to make a difference in this country. The PPP and the PNC, how I see it, they outlive their usefulness in this country. For the 50 odd years they are here. We need new blood to come and take leadership in Guyana. We don't need all these retiree and all these things like what's happening here today. We have fired in government people who are there for years doing their job because the last administration give them the job, hire them. This administration decided to fire them and bring in their own people. And what kind of people you're bringing in? Military people? We are going the same way as the Venezuelans. We're going to end up the same way as the Venezuelans. If the military people have Venezuela like that today. So this government has to recheck themselves. They are wrong in what they are doing. And they are doing a lot of wrong things. And the racial game that they are playing, a lot of their own people will not go with it. Because they see the danger in this. This is the thing that kills Guyana for the 50 odd years. And we have to move away from this. Look, a young man doesn't want to hear about race. A young man wants to know how he can get food in the stomach 3 meals a day, how he can get clothes on his back, and how he can get a shelter over his head. If a government can't direct people how they can do that, you're not fit to be in a government. Get out of the government. So I'm appealing to all of you out there who are listening to us on a weekly basis. I know this program has been catching on all over Guyana. All over we go, people talking about it. I want you to examine yourself, re-examine, have an open mind. If you're an elderly person, don't think about yourself. Think about your children. Think about your grandchildren and great-grandchildren to come. You do not want them to go through this, what we are going through in Guyana. You want them to be happy. You want them to be able to enjoy their life like anyone else, where they can have money, not only work for money to buy food, but you must work and have a saving, and you must be able to take your family at least once a year to different part of the world to see the world, what it is. I thank you, and may God bless you. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you. So thank you for speaking with us, Dr. Bandu.
Yeah.
So that's all the time that we have for this edition of URP Practical Talk. Again, I'm your host, George Gonzalez. And as always, we like to tell you to check us out on the website, www.urpguyana.com, or you can even go on Facebook, URP Guyana. And again, thanks for watching. Have a great evening.